Well, hey everybody, Batjac J.w. We are live, so bear with me because I'm not a tech savvy person. Yeah, so we'll figure it out as we go along. Uh, Not even sure really how this is all working, but I guess I can't see anybody's comments from here on this end because it's on the phone. So I think I might have to get might have to get the monitor over here and do something with that so we can actually read off some people's comments. Remove some of this stuff out of the way. Even brought the something to drink for this. Let me see. Let me see if we can move the monitor, or because I want to be able to read the comments. So let me see if I can move that monitor just a little bit so I can see everybody. Or what is this? Um, oh, somebody. Let's see. We got one in from the true Western Air hero. I never clicked on a notification so fast. I appreciate that. Okay, so I guess it is going to pop up on here. Uh, if the messages pop up on the phone. Oh yeah, here we go. Okay, Andrew Dalton Ray. Good evening. Okay, that makes it easier to do. All right. I don't need to go and move any monitors or anything because they're gonna pop up there, and at least I can read them. So that's pretty cool. But all right. So I actually wanted to thank everybody here for clicking on this and checking it out, and just being subscribed here to the channel. Let me go and turn the volume down on something real quick. Okay, back with you. Wanted to turn the volume down on the computer monitor over there on the desk because I didn't want it to. It was reverbing, or I don't know, talking back to me, and I didn't want that to interfere with over here. And then you guys hear it, and you're like, "What is going on?" In the Twilight Zone. Okay. Is it okay? He's gone. Let's prank him. No, I'm here. Do I watch Heat or this? Frank Frank wants to know if he wants to watch Heat or this. Hey, there's the real Cobra Burnout. So, hey, Cobra, bear with me, man. This is the first time I've done this, anything like this. I was actually trying to figure out how to do this a long time ago, but I really wasn't sure on how to go about it. And of course, with the cell phone and everything, it's being, I figured it out how to do it from the phone, which is fairly easy actually for me to figure it out. And I am not a savvy person with this stuff at all. And so I got Brendan the Gent. Hello, good sir. Thank you for the live streaming. Love the videos. Thank you. I really appreciate that. The videos. I doing this stuff was I can pause Heat. Okay. Speaking of that, if you're talking about the movie Heat with Robert De Niro and Val Kilmer and Al Pacino, of course, how can you forget Al Pacino? Because that has got some of Al Pacino's most amazing quotes and stuff, and just how he just, I think that was one of his really big ones where he had some of the most memorable things. Where one of my favorite things is when the guy's talking to him, and he's talking about so let's talk business. What's up? But he's talking to him, and he says, telling him all this stuff about this guy Slick, and he says, wow, It's like, so that's what you brought me down here. He says, man, I can get killed telling you this stuff. He goes, man, you can get killed walking your doggy or something. Uh, but that's a good movie. I remember seeing that and just remembering the whole sequence of all the bank robbery and all that. Man, just the sound of those rifles in that was really really good. Dan the Man Garcia, I carry one, sent me over here. Subscribed 5 minutes ago. Thank you very much. That's really the cool thing about a lot of us, the channels and stuff. We have been so supportive of each other and sharing. Uh, just people getting to know everybody, within the circle of all of us small channels that we've been trying to, just at least get some sort of a thing going here on YouTube, and it's been awesome. And uh, the best gratuitous violence ever in Heat. Yeah, the Heat is definitely one of them up there. But I carry one has been a subscriber of mine for a long time. I've been a subscriber of his as well. Okay, all right. Santee is here. Santee. Yeah, well, you know what? Okay, Santee, did you just hear that? Did you just read that comment right there? Um, Santee and I have been thinking about doing this. We a while back, we thought about doing one of the Saturday morning shows like this. Um, we were trying to figure out how to do it. Uh, Says here, yeah, John Moses Browning created the best handgun in the world, the M19. That's right. That's right. He did. Um, but so, my question here, see, hopefully somebody can. This is probably just a stupid question, but I'm just going to throw it out there. Everybody can see me, right? uh, Give me a message. Let me know that you can actually see this. So let me know there because uh, I'm not sure how this truly. Okay, here we go. All right, thank you, Andrew. Andrew says yes, I see you. Okay, we can see you. Cool. All right, I just I gotta forgive me. Definitely not tech savvy with all this. In fact, I was just messaging old Santee over there and saying, "Hey, if I do this, as long as I'm connected to Wi-Fi, I can." Okay, all right, Santee. Hey, Santee and I have been going back and forth um, about Jaws, and growing up for me, Jaws uh, scared the living daylights out of me. Thank you to my grandmother. that we probably wore out the VHS tape watching that over and over again. And for me, growing up on an island, yeah, that definitely is a good combination there to scare your grandson. The Meg killed John. I have yet to go see the Meg. Um, I'm gonna go see it. I just because I'm a glutton for punishment. The Meg and I actually went to go see the other one. Did you guys see The Shallows with Blake Lively? I went to go see that because, well, it's a shark movie, and plus Blake Lively. That's still nothing will change. Jaws still a classic. I knew a girl named Meg. She had a lot of teeth too. uh, okay, run from her. All right, hello. Got another one there. I'm sorry, I couldn't read your username in time there. Um, but yeah, no, I was like, thinking about going and seeing the Meg. It's got one of my favorite actors. I'm a big Jason Statham fan. I think he's just he's awesome. He's really funny too. So Jason Statham, what is the Transporter? I always liked the Transporter. Would like to locate Black Hawk Bisley grips for. Sorry, see it went away. I don't know how to. Oh, there it comes. Okay, something unique for a Lipsies edition. Any thoughts? You know, you might want to something like that. There's a place out here in Mesa, Arizona, that is called Buffalo Brothers. Their Buffalo Brothers is, um, yeah, there you go. See, Santee got it up there. Buffalo Brothers may have something. They do good. They do good work. They really do. Some of my very early on, I had Buffalo Brothers grips on my stuff. In fact, it's funny that I guess it's kind of funny, but not really funny. Well, I not what am I saying? It's kind of ironic that I brought out uh, grips that I made. I just figured bring it out. Some of the stuff here. These are some of the ones that I've made over time, and was gonna continue and get back into doing them with the help of my friend Dan out here. So it's just a project I started working on. So present, mostly lurking. I've always wanted to go to Arizona, the Western hero. What's your CCW from Brandon? Um, Currently, right now, mostly for work. I right now I'm kind of textured or smooth as a or is it personal preference? Textured or smooth on the grips. It's kind of a preference rather if you know what you like. Mine, everything I've ever made has just been the smooth. Although I have actually put finger grooves on there like John Wayne has on his, but they Buffalo Brothers does have different ones that are textured and whatnot. So check that out. They do. They like I said, they do pretty good work. But let's see. I don't have. All right, there we go. All right, okay, Dan. Yeah, old Tucson. Let's get yeah. Old Tucson is an amazing thing. It says, was the grip making easy to learn? No, it wasn't. It took me 3 years and a lot of money thrown down the drain uh, to get to this point where I was making these, because a lot of it was just not understanding how all that stuff worked and how to color them, and that's the thing is every single one of these that I make, all these that I do, is all hand colored and everything. So it's a lot of guesswork, and I don't know how well you'll be able to see that or not, but all the detail in it. And then one of the things that I wanted to do, which is add a lot of imperfection and uh, things to it. So, all right. So, okay, somebody said he's got class, so he's going to bed now. All right, we'll see you, guy. Get enough sleep there. But no, the back on the grip thing, it was not easy to learn. I wish it was just as simple as hey, let's throw them together and love to see a video on making a set from start to finish. Um, you know, it wasn't easy. It was like, do you prefer stag or ivory? I like ivory grips because it just John Wayne. Just who sleeps anymore? I ain't got time for that. um, yeah, I've always liked everybody's YouTube stick, and Cobra, the real Cobra Burnout has got a really cool one, and there's a lot of snake strikes. Yes, real Cobra Burnout is always him and you and I have gone back with each other's channels for a very long time, so. Oh, I was trying to read that comment, but it's all right. But yeah, there's a lot of us that go back quite a ways with each other. The gun enthusiast is another one. Gun enthusiast, he's been a subscriber of mine, and same for him. I've been subscribed to him all the way back when we first started this thing. And actually, I'd like to take this time right now to actually talk about uh, when I first started. There was a YouTuber by the name of 504 Dirt Dart, and 504 Dirt Dart. Some of you guys remember him. Um, he he used to do this thing where uh, every Friday, excuse me, every Friday he'd do a thing called Friday Fix on his channel, and he was getting everybody, everybody's channels and videos, clips of stuff that they were doing. And yeah, see, there you go. You remember that. And, he really brought a lot of us together. And he really brought a lot of us to light, which was really cool. And then he just kind of disappeared. Just kind of, I don't know. And that's like, it's kind of strange. And his whole channel's gone. And he's got no videos up no more. You can't even find his channel page at all anymore. So it's just, but I really like to say, I thank him, for bringing a lot of us to light and bringing a lot of us together. And, I mean, the Cobra Burnout, the gun enthusiasts, there was a lot of us that, of course, I'm just missing a bunch of you guys and I'm forgetting, but there was a lot of us that got brought together because of him and everything. So, that was really cool. So, all right, well, let's get into some fun stuff. I know everybody wants to see some fun things. Oh, okay, that's nice. That was. Thank you for filling that in there, Cobra. I appreciate that. Out here in Arizona, you gotta stay hydrated. Uh, okay, so the the thumbnail or whatever that you guys saw for this uh, video here was this old war horse right here. Um, let's see here, auction off the ode. Oh wow, interesting. Yes, okay. Time to drool. This is a U.S. government property, 1911 that I had picked up out here. I've had this for a while, but it's a really neat one. This is a Union switch and signal. I don't know if you'll be able to see the slide on there. A Union switch and signal. I've actually always wanted one of these because out of a lot of them, this one is one of the more desired ones because they didn't make very many of them. Of course, Singer Sewing Machine made the least amount of them, but uh, the Union Switch and Signal was next in line, and it's kind of neat because this is a railroad company one. The railroad company, the Union Switch and Signal, had made these, and this is to me during this time period, the war and everything. This was like such an interesting time period for me because this is to me the heart of America, American manufacturing. Here we are, we're at war we're just at full on World War II. I mean, this is war zone style. And we have our own companies manufacturing stuff for the efforts of our war and defending our country. General Motors, jukebox companies and stuff like that. And, they're just producing out weapons and stuff for us. And that's what's really neat about this stuff is just that alone, the history on that. So that's what's really cool. And these just have a patina and a color that you really just don't see. And I've rarely seen any company that can actually replicate this, the look of it. And then, it's got the original brown Bakelite plastic type grips and everything, and just those really itty bitty sights you can see. And question came in that says, "Do I plan on getting a 1911 from CMP?" My thing about these 1911s is that the price. It really is the price. I always felt like, man, they're so expensive. I thought it was rare. left-handed model at first. I realized your video is flipped. Okay. Um, all right. So Santee is gonna go to bed now with his whiskey. Okay. Think of you can thank Quint from Jaws when he says he lists some money and he says whatever amount of money you buy the lunch. And he goes case of apricot brandy, and that's when Roy Scheider says 2 cases. So uh, anyway, but I just hope that that these 1911s that he dual wielding 1911s. Okay, you want to see dual wielding 1911s? There you go. Last man standing, right? Last man standing, like Bruce Willis. Awesome movie. Oh, I don't know. There was like a glitch or something like that. Everybody still here? All right. I don't know, something. I guess it had to reconnect or something. Hopefully, we're still going here. But okay. All right. Yeah, we're still. I don't know. On my end, it kind of did one of those weird loop things. It was like reconnecting, reconnecting, reconnecting. Okay. So, but yeah, the last man standing. It's like what I think what he breaks into like one of the offices and it's like the girl upstairs. And then he just breaks out and just bang, 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 and then it was like I think the Internet Movie Firearms Database Center goes, yeah. By the way, he fired like 67 rounds and then like dropped 2 7-round mags out of the 1911s. But it's fun times to watch that movie. It really is one of those neat movies. But um, those War 1911s, they command such money. There's just way too much. They're just too expensive. They really are. I go to gun shows out here and I see them all the time, and I can't help but I just go, I don't know, man. These people, they want some astronomical prices for them. Now, I got really lucky with the ones I picked up because I never paid that much money for them. I always got them in either a deal or friends of mine that knew somebody that had one that was able to connect me up with them so I can pick one up from them. So I just never and I did a video on it. Speaking of the War 1911, are you gonna get a CMP? That's all I was saying, that they're a little high priced. What I'm hoping that happens with the CMP stuff is I'm hoping that opens up a big avenue for them to be flooded on the market. I think give it a while, let it permeate, and I think once they start getting out there, they're going to be around. They're definitely going to be around, and I think the prices will come down. And the minute they start coming down from the kind of high money, I think it'll be a lot better. I mean, I wouldn't mind picking them up for 600-700 bucks, but when they're talking $1,500-$2,000, I'm out of that game. I'm just not going to do it. There was a message on what I thought about that Sig Sauer pistol that I guess the military's using. Otherwise, what is it, like the Sig 320? It's an interesting pistol. For me, I've never been a big fan of SIGs because I'm left-handed, and I know that they make now, the ones that are more. But for me, my impressions of SIGs was always like the 226 or something, where everything was like on the left side of the gun, so it was really hard. That's why like they're nice guns, but man, for me, being left-handed, it put me out of those. I can't. I don't like them because of that. At least with the 1911s and stuff, I can hit the or the slide stop or slide release with my index finger. I can hit the magazine release with my index finger, and I can pretty much do everything I can, right there. And that's the beauty of it, and that's what I like about them, being able to do all that right right there. But you know that modular system that they got, where the Sig, where all that stuff comes out of the frame. I see the attraction to that. I do. But you know, it just a lot of stuff is kind of really difficult for me to get away from. What I like and love is the old guns and what have you. I just there's something about them that I like, and I actually happen to have one right here that is one of my favorites, and I'm sure a lot of you know it very well. And you really cannot uh, beat the Model 29 Smith and Wesson 44 Magnum, right? A 6.5 inch barrel, the original Dirty Harry gun. This one here is a vintage 70s dash 2, so it's got the pin barrel and the countersunk cylinders and everything like that. These things are just so cool. Yeah, Dirty Harry. This one will make your day. This for sure. It's got the original grips on there. That's a real. The original grips is really important for me with a lot of these. And Dirty Harry, when I first saw Dirty Harry, it absolutely changed my life. I just was so obsessed with good old Dirty Harry. Dirty Harry was just that thing just changed my mind or my life. It was just like I've always wanted that gun, always have, and I think that there's an addiction there because every time I go to some place, I go to like a pawn shop, a gun show, and I see one, and I just say something just goes, and I just get pulled right into it, and I just want to keep buying them. I keep want to keep buying them. You know, they're not cheap. They're getting more and more expensive too, especially the older ones. And it's kind of weird with those because there's there is let's see, Dirty Harry is an iconic movie figure, and his handgun was basically another character in the movie. That definitely true, so very true. I think there was a comment there from Edward Petty. Let me see that. I want to see that comment again. Yeah, there. Edward Petty loves he. Yeah, the 29. You know they're floating around out there. You can pick them up for somewhat of a decent price. It's nice to see when you can find them for under $1,000. But you know, a lot of times when you find them, you know, some of these guys they want some serious money for them. I've been very fortunate with all of mine to have never paid $1,000 for one. Just lucky. I mean, that's what I do. I sit there and I wait and I wait and I wait. You know, I'm like that guy that is just sitting there on the edge of that pond with his fishing pole and just waiting and just waiting for that right time to pick one up with the right price. But it's you know there it's nice to see someone coming down. But like I was saying, the thing that's interesting about those is depending on what year you buy, when it comes down to the 6 inch barrel, it's a matter of rather if it's a 6.5 or 6, because at some point they cut down the barrel. And I have one that's actually made in the 80s that is a 6 inch barrel. It's a little bit shorter than this one is right here. So let me close that out here. What is that? Text message came through or something like that. So yeah, if it wasn't for Elmer Keith, yes, we would not have the 44 Magnum. That's true. But I don't know. It's just the whole thing behind them. You know, some of them, yeah, the barrel length and everything. Gotta have the extra half inch. That's right. Yeah, it really makes a difference in the screenshots. Check out the model 14-2, a rare classic. Oh, I never heard of that. The 14-2. It's a fun live stream. So Santee had sent in his last message. He says, "Fun live stream. You need to do it now." Okay, we'll see. Oh, there he goes. Yeah, this is actually pretty neat. This is pretty neat to interact with a lot of you guys live and do all that. So and share little tidbits and everything on that stuff. So that's really cool. Um, it's figured to bring out some movies that are some of my favorite movies here. There we go. Rooster Cogburn, one of John Wayne's last ones. It says, "I see them here gun shows in Florida. They wow, $1,200 or yeah, $1,200. Yeah, I seen them in that range out here too. $1,200. I have seen them go for that much. Excuse me. You know, you can buy them for less. You can buy them for less. Model the 14-2 is also known as the Dayton gun. That's interesting. All I see is a fat man on a horse. That's pretty bold talk for a one-eyed fat man. And the War Wagon with Kirk Douglas is also in there with him. This is I like when he says they're talking about the thing, and he says he goes, "Oh, you're gonna take on the war, you're gonna take the gold off of it or whatever." He goes, "Is this how we any way we don't get up, we wind up getting hung or killed or anything like that?" And then Kirk Douglas goes, "You know, I'm glad I didn't kill you tonight. You're funny as hell." That was always a great quote. And Hatari is one of my. I had this on videotape. It was a double taper too. It was a big wide thing. But Hatari, they're in Africa, going after capturing the wildlife and everything like that. And man, you know what's so neat about this? It's like totally the stunts and everything. I mean, that's the Duke sitting there on that front of that Jeep or that truck, man. I tell you, that's really him doing a lot of those scenes. And oh, you know what? Here's an interesting thing. Let's look at that. That's an old video store I would go to in Hawaii. It's called Kona Bay Books. This is a place where I used to go and get a lot of my DVDs, and it's like an exchange place. They have a lot of books, DVDs, and everything like that. So out here it's Bookman's, and I'm in Bookman's all the time, or Bookman's or Zia Records or Barnes and Noble, always snooping around looking for DVDs. It's like kind of like my addiction. Three Godfathers. I found this one in a thrift store. Paid $1 for it. Great movie. Definitely had to pick that up. Of course, it was a John Wayne classic, so why not? And here is definitely one of my favorites. And of course, living out here, what's in the backyard? It says, speaking of revolvers, about 2 years ago, I designed a new revolver that I plan to build. I couldn't read it fast enough before it went away. Sorry. Real Lobo, and this one's on Blu-ray. And for me, this is a big upgrade. Here it is. One of the features I plan to have on it is a threaded barrel to all suppressor. You have to have a good seal on that cylinder, the forcing cone, if you're going to do suppressor with revolvers. But Real Lobo here, this is a cool movie, and it was filmed out here at Old Tucson Studios. So that's really cool, and to see it in Blu-ray in all of its glory in high definition for me, because I had it on VHS. I'm back here. Hopefully, we're all still here. Longest Day, one of his war flicks. So, but cool stuff. Some connection problems here. It keeps doing the reconnection thing. Frank says, my son thinks John Wayne otherwise convinced him otherwise. Whatever, there's a lot of people that, rather they like somebody or not, that's fine. Yeah. It just, there's actors I don't like. So, just one of the things that I respect about older actors of their time is the majority of them believed in what they did. So, it's unfortunate now. You got a lot of actors that are really they don't really believe in all what they portray on screen and stuff. And I just feel like the John Wayne was one of the few guys out there that, man, he really enjoyed what he did, and he believed in everything he did on screen. He really his presence and everything, and that's what makes him so special to me. And so, regardless, I get a lot. I mean, there's sometimes I get messages and they're really negative about it. Whatever, it's like, hey, you're entitled to your opinion. It's America. It's a free country. Yeah. So, I got a Steve McQueen movie here. Nice. Wyatt Earp. The Blob with Steve McQueen. I found this one out at Barnes and Noble. This is like some kind of special edition or something. One of these Criterion editions, I guess. I think that's what they call them. They're like transferred in. New 4K transfer, whatever that means. I guess that's the new high-tech digital transfer and everything like that. Haven't seen that in decades. The original one, man, Steve McQueen. That movie gave me the creeps when I was young. It is an interesting movie. Steve McQueen is one of my favorite actors as well. The King of Cool, or the Cooler King. It's kind of neat. The pun on that, if you've seen the Great Escape and stuff. He's like, oh yeah, that many guys just walking out on the Hey Ives, so what do they call a mole in Scotland? A mole. Wow, Edward Petty has saw The Blob in the theaters. Man, a toast to you. You were lucky to get to see it. Although out here, the theaters are actually playing some of these older movies in the theaters. I got to go see The Quiet Man with John Wayne in the theater out here at one of those places, one of the theaters. And then I just got word, or I just found out yesterday that the theater right down the road from me is playing Rebel Without a Cause with Jimmy Dean. So that's pretty cool. All right. I got a big one here. Since we're on to Steve McQueen talk, oh yeah, we're gonna break out some big stuff. Going all out for you guys here on the live stream. Hopefully, I don't knock over my coffee. The shotgun, the model shotgun that was used in The Getaway, the high standard, known as the K120. That's what it's. Yeah, it says it's the K120 Riot shotgun. I don't know how well that'll pick up there, but look at this. Look at the corncob stock on that, man. That is super cool. It's a really big, wide corncob. The stock, everything is in pretty good shape. I wanted to. You should pull that out of cardboard box. I did a video. It's actually still down here. I should be embarrassed about this. My most treasured firearm is my yeah. I have my father's 38, and I'll always have that. I did have this in one of the videos I did for movie time, where I talked about The Getaway and his shotgun, because that's how he has it. He's all wrapped up in that paper. But for years I searched for this thing. I really wanted it because of that movie, The Getaway, and it was really hard to find. And every time I kept coming close to getting it, it just seemed like I missed out on it. In fact, when I first moved out here to Arizona, I had close enough though. It was a brown paper bag. When I first moved out here, I went to a gun show, and this goes back to where you always take advice from your friends, like the gun enthusiast that told me There's some splat paint or something on there. I never noticed that before. I never really broke this thing out too much. I just got it and stuck it in the closet. um, he said, if you don't have money, you don't want to go to a gun show. Here I am. I'm at a gun show, and I didn't have a state ID, and didn't exactly have money either. And I saw one of these things on the rack, and somebody was selling it, and it got sold right before my eyes for like $250. Man, I was really weak and sick because I was looking for one of these. And it took me a while to figure out exactly what it was, uh, which one it was that he uses in that movie. So, but yeah, once I found out, tracking one down, I wound up getting this in a pawn shop out here, and actually put it on layaway just to secure it for myself so I can pick it up. But yeah, Steve McQueen and The Getaway. That's what made me want this thing and pick it up. I never even fired it. I just just wanted it for the sake of that movie. So, put this thing down. Those of you, if you like sci-fi movies, growing up, one of the movies I saw was Phantasm. I don't know how many of you guys know of that movie. I think the real Cobra Burnout might know about it. But Phantasm is a sci-fi type horror flick that's really. I'm looking for a Winchester Model 1897 shotgun. Great shotgun use. I I have one of those. I I have one of those 1897 shotguns, Winchester. It was one of the first guns I bought out here. Bought it at a pawn shop. For some reason, there's a lot of them in pawn shops out here. But anyway, Phantasm. When I saw that growing up, of course, the main character Reggie has a four-barreled shotgun that he makes. He takes two double barrels side to sides and puts them together and cuts the point like this and mounts them together. And that's like his. That's what he takes and goes to battle against the dwarfs and stuff like that. Growing up, when I was just a little kid, I wanted one of those things. My dad was like, you can't really. That thing doesn't exist. So what did my dad do? He went out to the his work shed, and he took PVC pipes, and he put them together and cut the ends like that, and made it so that the back of the pipes could fit old shot shell hulls that were empty, of course. And he put a little handle on it and everything, and that was like one of my favorite toys. Ran around his house all the time, playing with that thing. So it's kind of neat memories to look back at all that. Watching Phantasm, uh, we were always trying to find it. We didn't know there was so many different ones of them. So we were going to like this was back when the grocery store actually had a big section of VHS tapes that you could rent before you left home with your groceries. So for some reason, this one grocery store in town had the most like amazing collection of horror movies that were like old ones from the times past, and it was like, wow, this place has so many of these things. But that's where we rented the majority of these Phantasm movies, was from this grocery store. So I wound up getting those and seeing them right there, from the grocery store. So let's see. So as time went on, it when DVD and stuff started coming out, I had them all on VHS. I wish I would have kept them. I really do. But this is a box set that came out, and I found this at Best Buy. I heard this was coming out, and I bought this at Best Buy for $60. And this thing, I tell you now, it's on like Amazon now, and this whole box set is like $200 or $100, $160, something like that. It's like something ridiculous. If I would have known that, I would have bought two of them. But the cool thing is, the whole set of them is in here, and they just recently made another one too. But the whole set is in here, and it's got the option to use the old covers of what I remember, the the old cool front covers of the thing. You know, there's the first one, and then oh, now see, I got them all mixed up. The second one, the Ball is back with the tall man. Angus Scrimm, unfortunately, he passed away. And Phantasm 3, Lord of the Dead. And Phantasm 4, Oblivion. And then the new one, Ravager, right there. They're actually getting ready to do another run of Phantasm 3 and 4 on Blu-ray. They're finally going to get their Blu-ray release as their individual set rather than this. So I'll buy them just to buy them, because this is, for some reason, this is a series that just goes out of print a lot. It's even got this book. Oh, I couldn't read that comment in time. Let me see, when it comes back up, I'll try to read it. I think it was about twirling the 6-gun. I did do a short, like a quick video of twirling, or doing the one from Outlaw Josie Wales, and I put that on my second channel, my radio show channel, where I do vlogs and all kinds of random videos. I put it on there, and I think because Santee had done a video with that, doing something like that, where about twirling guns. I don't do it much, dropping my stuff. Definitely do that over your mattress or something, or carpeting, because it just, you'll wind up definitely dropping your stuff, and dropping your 6-gun is how I broke my original grips off of the Cimarron Rooster shooter in the first place. It slid off of some cardboard that I had, that I was messing around with it and then doing things with it, and broke the grips. But you know, it led to making you know, these myself, and doing all that. So I guess it was kind of one of those, what would you call it? Happy mistakes, I guess. So, well, I have something here. This is an original holster and everything. One of those original U.S. ones, and it actually says right on the back. Let's get the stamp. Boyd, 1942. Really cool. And I saw this hanging in one of those little general store mock-up things that are supposed to be from back in the day. It was hanging up there like this. I saw it. Actually, I thought it was a reproduction because it was in such good shape. I thought it was a repro. And hey, what is, you know, what do you got there? So he pulled it down, and when I saw a price tag of like $30, I just went ahead real quick and got it. But, and then to my surprise, you know, it's a legitimate 1942 holster. Mike says, since you're a revolver guy, want to buy snub nose? There's a lot. I couldn't read these things, comments. Want to buy a snub nose? There's a lot of kickback. Would you recommend first gun? The snubby revolvers are. I mean, if it's an all steel one, and it's something like a K-frame size Smith and Wesson, yeah, it's not going to be too bad. But yeah, I've always loaded my own 38s, and most of the stuff I loaded was just for range plinking, and never really, you know, loaded them very hot. But however, I must say, like I was shooting a Colt Detective Special, and that has some recoil, like something severe. And also got my uncle's little Colt Agent that's a lightweight frame. That one has some serious recoil. That's not fun to shoot. But you know, if they're an all steel gun and they got some decent, you know, rubber or something like that, they'll be all right. It won't be so bad. But yeah, but yeah, I mean, that's the one thing. And I'm not the biggest fan of those little subcompact, you know, semi-autos and stuff for that. I just, for me, there's a romance between me and snubby revolvers. I buy a lot of them because of the movies and whatnot. As you guys know, the one I really kept and have still is the pre-Model 10 Smith and Wesson from the movie Witness. Just that was that's it. It's just a movie relationship for me with those. But as far as like a lot of that stuff, it definitely has a little felt recoil in your hand. But that's why I've always been more of a fan of full size stuff. Yeah, they're harder to conceal, that's for sure, if you ever want to conceal them. So there's no doubt about that. But hey, there's always a Walther PPK. You could be James Bond. So, but let's see. Figure bring out another. Oh, there it is. I was actually looking for that. There's my other Wilson Combat magazine. I've been looking for that. I have one. And I was looking for the other one. So it's nice to know that that's where it wound up. Government model 1911 Colt. These are beautiful, beautiful guns. You can see the bluing and the polishing on these back when Colt really went out of their way to do these. The Model 36 and Model 60 snubbies are easy handled for me. Yeah, the 36, I used to have one. Wish I still did. I wound up selling it, just clearing out stuff, and that's the one thing is I did wind up selling most of everything and kept very very little for myself. Just wound up getting this really bad habit of when I wanted something new, I would sell a few things to get a couple things to get rid of and pick up something new, play with that for a while, and then wind up selling it. Which is kind of strange to be able to be doing that, but that's just kind of what happened with that. So, but anyhow, I guess we'll get out of here and call it a night. I really appreciate all of you guys that have come along and chatted with me and uh, stuck around and hung out and everything like that. This is about a new Model 36 for my last month. Son, oh, nice. Those 36s are really nice. They're really cool. But so, like I said, I wish I would have kept mine, but oh well. Things come and go, and we move on to other things. But no, I appreciate everybody coming in and hanging out with me. We'll do this again sometime. Has a really cool. Cool turnout here. I didn't actually think we'd get any people watching or anything like that. So boy, you guys proved me wrong. So again, I appreciate the support and everybody that has been subscribed and everything. So thank you, Cobra. It was cool to see you hang in there and chime in. And all right, Frank, see you guys. And again, thank you guys for making this happen. It really is cool. So and we'll do it again sometime. So I'll see you and have a good night.